Released in 1973, American Graffiti drops viewers into a sunburned, neon-lit dream of early 1960s teenage car culture, endless summer nights, rock and roll blasting from radios, chrome gleaming under streetlights, and drag races tearing through the streets of Modesto. But behind that effortless nostalgia was one of the most chaotic and risky productions of its era. As director George Lucas battled a shoestring budget, studio skepticism, real accidents, and relentless night shoots to bring his vision to life. With only $775,000 to work with, Lucas rented hundreds of vintage cars from local gearheads for pocket change, shot the entire film over 28 brutal consecutive nights from dusk until dawn, and relied on unpaid help from legendary cinematographer Haskell Wexler to capture the film's glowing nocturnal look, leaving cast and crew exhausted and sleep-deprived. The danger was real. A background car crashed into a fence during a drag race scene, triggering a police investigation that nearly shut down production, while Richard Dreyfuss narrowly avoided being run over during a stunt, and Charles Martin Smith's real scooter crash ended up in the final cut because it fit his clumsy character so perfectly. Harrison Ford, then a struggling carpenter, only agreed to appear if he didn't have to cut his hair, prompting Lucas to give Bob Falfa his now iconic cowboy hat, and Ford's wild off-screen behavior, including hotel trouble and sleeping in his car, nearly derailed the schedule but also infused his character with raw authenticity. Ron Howard initially resisted playing another clean-cut teen until Lucas reframed the film as a poetic coming-of-age story, while Suzanne Summers spent hours preparing for just 3 minutes of screen time, even buying her own wardrobe to create the haunting image of the blonde in The White Thunderbird. Wolfman Jack refused to break his radio mystique, recorded his legendary voice in a bathroom to achieve its eerie echo, and still became one of the film's most unforgettable presences. Lucas poured over 10% of the budget into licensing real rock and roll hits, refusing cheap soundalikes and ultimately creating one of the most successful movie soundtracks of all time, while fighting the studio over everything from the graffiti-style poster font to the film's bittersweet ending, which revealed the grim fates of the characters and shocked audiences expecting a purely nostalgic finale. Off-screen, romances bloomed and burned out under the strain of night shoots. A producer became Mackenzie Phillips' legal guardian so she could work, and Lucas pushed his actors to live like their characters even when cameras weren't rolling, blurring the line between fiction and reality. Though the sequel later failed, the original American Graffiti survived near cancellation, accidents, arrests, and exhaustion to become a landmark film that launched careers, rewrote Hollywood's approach to youth culture, and proved that beneath the glow of nostalgia lies the inescapable passage of time. And even now, watching it feels like drifting back into those neon-soaked nights of cars, music, rebellion, and the fleeting magic of being young.